so excited for this one. Hi ladies, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna talk about New York City, about safety in New York City. As you might know, I used to live in New York City. I'm originally from Europe, but I used to live there. It still feels like a home to me. To me, it's definitely one of the most exciting cities. But today we're not gonna talk about its pros, but we're gonna talk about its cons. I'm gonna share some of my experiences and safety tips. Please let me know about your experiences and if you have some additional safety tips in the comments. So let's get to it. Of course, when it comes to New York, it also depends where you are, in which neighborhood. I myself lived in Chelsea, Manhattan, which is quite safe, I would say, but still I run into some unpleasant situations or when I've been traveling as well. First tip is look like a local. Move around confidently, and even if you're lost, don't look lost. I have a great story about that. First time I went out partying, I lived in Brooklyn, so I had to take the subway, and I didn't know exactly the subway system at the point. And I think I got on the 14 Union Square, somewhere around, I'm not quite sure, but I know it was 3 a.m. I had to go to Brooklyn, and you know, you had to take some underpassing, whatsoever. I couldn't find it. I went down, and there was a man. And he was just sitting there, you know, he was staring at me quite a lot, and I had quite a good time, so I wasn't scared at all. I wasn't scared at all. I was 100% confident. I was like, do you know where it's going? Do you know how I get there? You know, I was strict. I was like confident talking. So the person probably didn't even get the idea of hurting me, because I was just so on the point that there was no space for that. So look like a local. Walk around, move around confidently. Okay, the second one, as weird as it sounds, I heard this tip from many women living in New York City, and it's wear your headphones. Actually do wear your headphones, because people don't have the tendency to talk to you. And if they talk to you and you won't respond, people won't actually get aggressive. I mean, don't turn on your noise cancellation and put your volume down so you can hear, but maybe just have the headphones so that people don't talk to you. When it comes to headphones, I also heard that people are stealing headphones from the head. Please let me know if it's true or not. I haven't experienced this one. Please let me know. Always know where you're going, always know your route, and always know what's on your route. This tip saved my life multiple times. You can seek help in convenience stores, which happened to me when I walked home at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was actually passing my building, but the last moment I turned around, just know I didn't have a front desk in my building. So I turned around and I saw a man following me. I decided not to go to my building, but to go to a convenience store across the street, where I went inside, pretended that I want to buy something, and the man actually followed me there, didn't buy anything, left in a while, and was actually waiting in front of the store for quite some while. I talked to the people in the store and I said, look, the man is following me, would you mind if I would wait here? They let me wait, and then I saw that the man walked away. I waited a few more minutes, and then I felt safe to get home. Ladies, I got assaulted at 8 a.m. in the morning when walking to work. I noticed a man that seemed strange, but then I was passing a school with a lot of people around, and there were two men walking behind me, so I felt safe at this point. So I stopped paying attention. Why I'm saying it? Just for you to be aware that you have always pay attention. New York City subway and transportation, it's a story on its own. So when it comes to New York City subway, if you see an empty cart, that might be a reason for it. Maybe a strange person or a strange smell, so rather go take another cart. Also, here we have quite an exception, because you know, rather don't be staring at people, so you might even look down at your phone, but keep your vision still open and still know what's happening around you, as always. Also, I read a really great tip from a lady who said, if you're traveling later or at night, maybe go to the middle carts, because that's where the subway conductor is, so you might feel just safer with someone being there. And even if you want to take a cab, there are still things you need to be aware of. If it feels strange, if someone is asking you too many questions, rather get out or don't be answering. answering, just make sure they are going the right direction you want them to go, and also make sure it's an official card saying the brands like Lyft, Uber, or an official New York City taxi. This happened to me once when I've been traveling for Christmas to Europe and I was returning back to New York City. I arrived at 1 a.m. at JFK. I lived in Chelsea, I needed to go home, I took a cab. And my phone wasn't working. I wanted to get an official Uber, but I couldn't get connected, so there out of sudden showed up a man and he asked me if I need a cab. I thought that he would lead me to the yellow official cabs, and out of sudden I was following him, ladies, like somewhere upstairs, and there were like different cars. And just remind you, it was 1 a.m. after traveling from Europe. I was tired, I was really... So I wasn't thinking clearly, but I was already getting to a car where there was a man. I already put my bag on the back seat. And then I asked him, I stopped and I asked him, do you have an official ID card that you are an Uber driver? Because I cannot check it on my phone. Can you show it on your phone? And he couldn't. And all he gave me was a Uber sticker. Not even on the car, but it was literally just an Uber sticker. And I was like, no, I'm not going with you. I'm literally not going with you. So I left. I went back to the airport and there I found the official yellow cabs that I took home safely. Just be aware. Don't go out if you don't have money. We know New York City is a city that never sleeps. There's a lot of parties going on, and I know you can go to great parties with promoters not paying a thing, but always make sure you have money for a cab to get home safely. You don't know which situation you will find yourself in. Make sure you always have money to pay for a cab to get home safely. So in 2019, when I used to live in Brooklyn, I was on a subway and out of sudden it had to take another road. I got out of the first station, I didn't know where I am, and I just tried to get the right direction to get to my home. As I walked, there was a man on and I actually saw that he started following me. He was getting close, he was actually calling for me already. But I got to a road where I saw a young man on the other side of the road and I just started running to him and I said, hi, there's a man following me, could I just walk with you for a little bit, could we pretend we know each other? He helped me, he walked me quite some streets, not home because it was still a stranger. I didn't tell him where I live, but he walked me a few streets. I said thanks and I left. What I want to say, if you're in a dangerous situation, ask for help. Just go and ask. Besides those concrete stories, I experienced a lot of catcalling in New York City, people asking me for information. Do not share any information with strangers, just be aware of that. This was part 1 of New York City safety tips. We're gonna have another video coming with New York City safety tips part 2. And at the end, I want to share a safety tip that I read on one of New York City women female groups. There was a mother who had a girl living in New York City in a dangerous neighborhood and she asked for tips. One woman shared with her a tip that she could ask a homeless person, give him or her maybe $10 and ask them to walk her home safely when she feels unsafe. I'm not sure how I myself feel about this. On one hand, the people need the money and then the community might know that you will give them money freely for a service, so they will be watching over you in a certain way. But I still don't know how I do feel about it, so please let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!